Welcome back, my friends, to Enigmatic Echoez, where folklore, myth, and ghostly tales come alive. I'm your host, Jazz, and tonight we're diving into one of the most chilling figures of ancient Egyptian mythology. Her name is Ammit. She was known as the Devourer, the Eater of Hearts, and most frightening of all, the Soul Eater. Unlike gods or demons, Ammit was never worshipped. She wasn't prayed to. She wasn't offered sacrifices. She was feared. She was punishment incarnate. Let's get started. In ancient Egyptian belief, death was not the end. It was the doorway. And the afterlife was no free pass. When someone died, their soul faced the weighing of the heart ceremony, presided over by Osiris, lord of the underworld. The heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth, justice, and cosmic order. If your heart was lighter than the feather, congratulations. You were pure, honest, and worthy of the paradise in the field of reeds. But if your heart was heavy with sin, lies, and cruelty, it was thrown to Ammit. Picture her, part crocodile, part lion, part hippopotamus, the three most feared man-eaters of ancient Egypt, fused into one monster. She crouched beside the scales, waiting, and once she devoured a heart, the soul was annihilated. Not punished eternally, not tortured, erased, gone forever. That was considered worse than any hell. What terrified the Egyptians most was not eternal fire, but eternal nothingness. To be forgotten, to never exist again, to lose the chance of immortality through memory, family, and the afterlife. And Ammit ensured that fate. She wasn't evil, she was balance, the ultimate enforcer of Ma'at's law. Imagine it. You live your life, cheat, kill, steal, betray, and at the end, instead of forgiveness or second chances, your entire existence is fed to a beast, and you're erased from eternity. That's why Egyptians obsessed over moral purity, ritual, and remembrance. To live forever, your heart had to be light. Ammit appears in the Book of the Dead, known to the Egyptians as the Book of Coming Forth by Day. This funerary text included spells, prayers, and instructions to help the dead navigate the trials of the afterlife. One of the most famous passages is Spell 125, where the deceased recites the negative confessions. I have not stolen, I have not murdered, I have not told lies. It's almost like a spiritual checklist, statements to prove your heart was unburdened. And all the while, Ammit sat beside Osiris and the jackal-headed god Anubis, ready to consume those who failed. She was the executioner of cosmic justice. She was depicted with the crocodile's jaws, the forebody of a lion, and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus. Each animal was notorious for its ferocity and danger. To Egyptians living along the Nile, these weren't random choices. They were daily threats. Crocodiles dragged people under the water. Lions prowled the desert edges. Hippopotamuses were notoriously aggressive and capable of overturning boats. So Ammit wasn't just a monster of myth, she embodied the most real and terrifying predators of Egyptian life. Though there aren't eyewitnesses' accounts of Ammit, she wasn't a ghost that haunted villages. There are symbolic accounts of her power in Egyptian texts. In the Papyrus of Ani, one of the most famous versions of the Book of the Dead, Ani's heart is weighed before the feather. Ammit crouches at the edge of the scales, jaws open, waiting. Artists drew her with exaggerated teeth and claws, sometimes drooling to show that hunger for unworthy souls. And in later periods, her presence bled into Egyptian folklore. Children were warned not to lie, not to steal, or Ammit would eat their hearts. She became not just an afterlife threat, but a moral warning. What makes Ammit fascinating is how unique she is. Most cultures imagined punishment as torture, fiery pits, endless torment, but the Egyptians feared being erased. Think of it. In Greek myth, Hades rules over all souls, good or bad. In Christianity, sinners burn forever. But in Egypt, there is no second chance. If you fail, Ammit devours you, and you are nothing. This is both horrifying and strangely merciful. You suffer nothing because you cease to exist. Ammit wasn't worshipped, but her image still echoes in pop culture. She's appeared in literature, video games, and TV shows. Recently, she even appeared in Moon Knight, the Marvel series, portraying as a deity of judgment. But it's important to remember, Ammit was never a goddess. She was a force, a cosmic predator of justice. So tonight, we've walked through the halls of the Egyptian afterlife. We've seen the scales, the feather, and the beast crouched nearby, hungry for souls. Ammit the Devourer remains a reminder that every choice has weight, that in the end, truth matters, and perhaps our own hearts are heavier than we'd like to admit. This has been another journey into the shadows with Enigmatic Echoes. I'm Jazz, and if you enjoyed tonight's dive into the myth of Ammit, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. You can also follow me on Instagram at Enigmatic Echoes. And remember, when the scales of truth are weighed, may your heart always be lighter than the feather.